Back again for episode number 3 of the third chapter, I should say, Women Living Fully. It's been so much fun to talk with women I really admire and to connect with them ahead of their interview and talk to them about their lives. And, it's so fascinating to me how we're all just a little bit different and unique, I'll say. And it's been a real kick so far to get this thing off the ground. Who knows where it's going to take us. Hi, Anne. Lovely to see you. And I'm just waiting for my guest, Marlene Shepherd. She's going to be our guest today on the third chapter. And we're going to find out from Marlene about some of the challenges she's encountered at this stage of life, the tools that she uses to navigate in this chapter of life, and the lessons and gifts that she's finding. So there we are. We're going to invite her in now. Learning every time I do something like this. And then I'm recording the audio of this call for my podcast. So hopefully that works. And I
can't believe it. We did it. And we're over 70 and we did it.
Hallelujah.
But I had a little help.
Listen, Lisa is no wilting flower.
Yeah, exactly.
And I appreciate her help, but also I appreciate you just going with the flow and trying out something different. Yeah.
Now, can you hear me okay?
You sound perfect, like you're in the next room.
Okay, because I've got you on my phone, or I can do you on my iPad for volume.
Please don't confuse me.
Okay.
Let's just go with what we've got.
All right.
But what I do want to ask you to do is, I'm hearing myself twice. Why
okay,
is that?
That's what I'm wondering. So hold on for a second. I'm going to, okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, I hear you.
Good.
I hear you.
Do you hear yourself twice?
No.
Okay. So I turned the volume off on my phone and I have the volume on my iPad, but I can see you on my phone.
Genius.
Okay, and I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So Marlene, welcome to the third chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I am hearing myself twice though.
I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hang on. I know why. Hold on.
What is this?
It's me, not you.
It's you.
Not you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There I am. Here I am. I have a table desktop microphone. That's why.
Okay. So
and I'm not I don't have an assistant.
Okay, so can you hear me loud and clear now?
Yeah,
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Now that we've done half the show just communicating. Oh dear.
But listen,
see, this is what keeps us going, right, Kathie?
Yes. And you know what? Everybody experiences the same thing. So
yeah,
it's all good. It's all good.
Maybe that's why I'm having
a challenge.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, there's something with my phone.
There's something with
my
phone.
There isn't.
So there's still an echo. Hold on for a second.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But it's not you, Marlene.
It's not you, Marlene. It's me.
Lisa. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to call in the troops here. We still have an echo.
I think it's at Kathie's end.
Yeah.
I think
Kathie,
it is too, and I'm
just not sure what it
just
could
mute
be.
your desktop in the bottom left-hand corner. There's a little speaker icon, or on your keyboard. Just hit the speaker with the X.
Yeah.
And now there you go.
Oh.
Is that better?
I love you, Lisa.
I love you too.
So turn this one up?
No, you don't need that one up. It's
this one? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how are we doing now? Do we hear an echo?
Yes, everything's perfect.
Yeah,
Deep
Kathie,
breath.
you could turn up the volume on your phone or your device that you're recording on.
On the device I'm recording on?
Yeah, your voice recording. So either turn down your phone, turn down the volume on your phone, and turn up your desktop again on exit.
Okay, I did that before, and I was getting the echo.
Okay, I think you're
But
good.
right now we're
I'm
okay.
gonna
If
go
I'm
listen.
unmuting, if I'm on mute on my desktop, is it still recording through my microphone? I believe so.
Do you want to go listen to it? Mm-hmm. Okay, I can hear
Okay,
you, but and
perfect.
I'm just wondering if everybody else can. Do they?
Yeah, yeah.
I see we've got people joining us, so that's great.
People are waving and they're so patient. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for walking with us as we, kind of get into this. And welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining us. One of my favorite people is with me on this call today for the third chapter, Women Living Fully. It's Marlene Shepherd. She's the co-founder, along with her mother, of Shepherd's Fashions in Ottawa. Started, let's say, over 45 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
1978, we opened a little kiosk at 240 Spark Street. Yeah, in Ottawa. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And today you are an international retail outlet. Yeah,
Well,
you sell clothes all over the
yeah.
world.
Well, I mean, that's what COVID did, right? I mean, it
COVID.
affected us in a, as sad as it was a bad time, it was really a very good time for us as a
Right.
business and personally, because our kids were able to stay at home with us. So it was great.
Exactly. And I remember when you started trying to navigate through this ridiculously surreal experience of the pandemic, and you were feeling badly, as were many people, about sharing what could be seen as frivolous things, fashion. And then it didn't take long. You tried it, and it didn't take long before you realized that people needed what you had. They wanted a distraction from what they were dealing with in their daily life, which was so stressful for everybody. And so you kept going and did it a couple of days a week, I think, or maybe was it a couple of days a week?
Yes, I thought it. Well, we had started the videos a couple of years before COVID and our online. But then when COVID hit, I mean, there's like about 35 of us that work here. We went down to 4 people. And thank gosh we had our online store because obviously our store had to close. So I remember it was Stephanie processing orders. I was picking orders. Lisa was working from home with the online store, and Elaine, our social media model guru, was doing the social media from home. So we're down to 4 people trying to navigate and stay in business. And so we started to do more lives, and we noticed that people were watching and they were tuning in. I mean, we didn't have very much to do, right? We were cooped up in our houses and couldn't go out and couldn't see people. So it was just, again, we called ourselves fashion distractions, right? There was too many serious things going on in the world. We were just offering you just a light-hearted sort of fun little fashion show with just us and
Yeah.
fashion that you could live in during COVID.
Yeah. And the thing is that, research shows us, Marlene, that social connection is so important to us human beings. Even though we're kind of isolated with our devices now, that is really what holds us together. And so you were a lifeline for so many people, and they got into the habit of tuning into the fashion segments. And now you've got people all over the world tuning in with their interest in fashion, and you're selling clothes to those people on the other side of the world in some cases. It's really
It
cool. Yeah.
really is. And I mean, and they're amazing people that are watching us, and they really feel like family and friends because we, it's like when we do a live, we might have 600 live and they'll maybe 20,000 people over the next day or two watch it. And they really are generous with their feedback, their comments. And we really take that to heart because that's how you build a better business, a better product, a better experience. And you can see what a difference we've made in their lives as they have made in our lives too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been very, very impactful. So it continues on.
Yeah.
And the journey is very exciting, and to see that we can have a positive force with just being ourselves. I mean, we don't have any top models. They're not all size 2s or 6 foot. We're every shape, size, everything, age. And we just show our our back fat, our
Yeah.
apple shapes or whatever it is. And that, I think that has been, really powerful for us here
Mm-hmm.
who have been on the video showing it as much as it has been for the people watching it.
Well, one everybody gets the idea that as soon as you can radically accept yourself the way you are, and
Yes.
learn about that and learn how to dress your physical body and watch the thoughts you have about how you look and just be kind. That's a game changer right there. And also what I love is you always ask for body positive comments. And yes, you're right, Brussels sprout, you do, Shepherd's does have a wonderful community of viewers. The comments are uplifting, and people go in and read the comments and respond to each other like it's a community that you build. It's so cute.
We have several customers who will direct people to our website or tell them what the content is,
Yeah.
or and so it really is. I mean, it's remarkable. It's very so satisfying and fun. It's just fun.
It's fun. Yes, of course. And I mean, we could say that fashion is frivolous, but really every person gets dressed in clothes, and we should all feel good when we get dressed in our clothes. So
Yeah.
it's no small thing, especially for women. We've had pressure, especially us gals in our 70s. We've had so much pressure to look a certain way, dress a certain way, be a certain way. And at a certain point, as I was mentioning earlier, when you learn to radically accept yourself the way you are, it becomes a very different game. Then your power comes from the inside, and your clothes are just a compliment to who you are and how you are, right?
Well, it's this immense weight off your shoulders, to all of a sudden just be who you are. I mean, obviously you have to guide yourself, and I mean, your soul has to come out. You're kind. You don't want to be, but you can be nice and honest and straightforward. But you react differently to what you did 30 years ago,
Sure.
right? And it's really, it really makes our journey a little bit easier. That's for sure.
And as you keep saying, fun. This is the thing that I love about working with you guys, is it's fun. We work hard together, but it's always fun. Let's talk about this third chapter, because we're all going through it. Lots of ladies going through this third chapter, which I consider to be 55 and beyond, because now they're saying, research is saying that because we live so long, this idea of midlife has to be stretched out more, so that we're going to be in midlife for a longer period of time.
Well, it would be nice
right?
would be nice to consider if I'm at midlife right now,
Right.
but
yeah.
I mean,
But I mean,
yeah.
why do we have to consider ourselves anything other than what we want to consider ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
So you're in midlife. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So the third chapter for you, Marlene, I know, like all of us, you've had your challenges. We're going to talk about the challenges. We're going to talk about the tools you use to navigate through, and we're going to talk about some of the gifts and lessons you've learned. So can we start with the challenges for you? What have you bumped up against?
Well, I think it's just aging. I think it's just, you realize, boy, I turned 72 this year. And yeah, it seems like yesterday I was, 30, 40. So it's hitting that. And you start to feel a little different. I mean, there's a few more aches and pains. You get a little bit more tired. You're afraid of your health failing you. I just got diagnosed with macular degeneration in one eye. Wow, what a shocker. All of a sudden, it's just, so it's just adapting to that. And I think that is my biggest challenge. I mean, years ago, it used to be my weight, but I've given up on that. And this is who I am. And this is the way it's going to stay. So, I think it's just, it's getting used to aging and what's ahead, just being intimidated, frightened of what lies ahead, though my health is very good up till now, but it can easily change.
Yeah, but I mean, I also think that our attitude drives a lot of our experience. And so, yes, that's an inconvenience to have macular degeneration without question, but it's not the end of your vision. You know what I mean? If we start to look at things like, I'm so grateful that I have X, Y, and Z. A woman just commented, I'm 77, and it doesn't define who I am. And that's really how I look at it now too, because like you, I require a little more maintenance. I require a little more maintenance now, but I feel like it's all worth doing because I don't want to miss a thing. I want to have as much fun as I can.
Well, and I think we still have something to contribute. And
Absolutely.
I think that's part of the toolbox, right? Is that I still think I have something to contribute. Obviously my experience, my judgment, Certainly, maybe I'm not up on the techie side of things, but there's other contributions I can make.
Yeah.
And I think what keeps me really, going and invigorated and is coming to work every day. I still work 5, 6 days a week because I love it. And I'm with people of all ages here. So that is very stimulating. So, your brain juices are going, you're highly motivated. And this is a fun environment. We deal with a fun subject. It's always changing. The fashion changes and how you market to customers and how you just deal with business. It's never ending change constantly. So that's what, and I can sort of still, now I can kind of give other people in the organization a bigger role that I used to take on, but I'm able to sort of say, you know what, you can handle that. And I'm here for support or advice, but it's like your children, you have to let them sort of make mistakes and go through that. But I'm here to catch you or to help.
Yeah, I love that approach, because this is one of the big challenges that I hear from my friends whose kids are leaving the nest is what's going to happen now? How can I control this? I can't control this. This is out of my control now. But what you've got are really two families in a way, because you've got your family at home and your family at Shepherd's, and you're giving them all a little breadth to do what they have to do.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think they still value me, and I feel that, right? So, and at home, I mean, I had children late in life. I was 42 and 44 when I had our son and then our daughter. So, I mean, they're relatively young, right? They're under 30. So, one is close to us in the city, the other is in Toronto. And so that keeps us, I mean, that's another tool, right? I mean, I'm very close to our kids. We all, family is everybody's one of their most important things, right? So I don't have a large family. My two brothers live in Vancouver, but good friends and strong family connections and a great office, environment here where I really, we have a lot of fun. You've been here where we're laughing nonstop, and it really is like that here. More than anything. So, because everybody seems to be, they want to do a really good job. They're interested in serving, what we do, and they're interested in changing and adapting and improving. And so there's enough tools in there to get me through this
Absolutely. No, I mean, it is about purpose. There's meaning in life at every age and every stage of life, as long as we have purpose. And for you, it's going to the office. It lights you up. You're excited.
Yeah.
Your team is all for it. You're all on the same page. It's quite a remarkable culture that you've created at Shepherd's, actually, Marlene, because it does feel like that family vibe, we can tease each other a little bit, but we know how far to go, and we know to look out for each other. And it's just it's really a healthy, lovely environment to be around, and people pick up on that, I think, too.
Yeah,
right?
and sometimes we go too far with our teasing, but it's all fine at the end of the day.
Yeah. And you mentioned, strong family connection, which I know is very important to you. And I just want to clarify that it can be family or family of choice, because sometimes people,
Of course,
we all need people to be there for us, but it can be family of choice if it's not your blood relatives that really make you feel good. And I know that you have that as well. You have girlfriends that you've had for a long time, which is such a lovely thing. And that's family by choice.
That's right. I've got, yes, friends since, one very close friend of mine that our mothers were good friends before they even got married. And so
Wow.
we go way back, and it's always fun to get together because we reminisce about when we were whatever, young teenagers or 9, 10-year-olds, because my parents had a small country hotel, and I used to do the cabins when I was 10, and my mother and father would let me drive the car around the cabins to drop off the sheets and everything, and she used to come with me all the time. So we used to, here we were driving a standard when we were 10. So, old friends, you can reminisce and look back, right, and have fun.
I love that. And, another aspect of, we could call it a tool, is fashion, around fashion, because loving your clothing, being comfortable in your clothing, whatever stage you're at in life, is important. And that's been it's been a thread through your whole career. So for you right now, what lights you up about fashion?
Well, I think just this changing all the time. And I mean, I've always been comfort driven with my clothing. Again, since COVID, that has been the most important adjective that people are looking for. And, and actually the manufacturers and the designers have reacted to that. They're listening to people. So clothes have to be comfortable, stretchy. They have to be washable, wearable. They can almost go anywhere. Like, before, when we were going to the office every day, you'd have the suit, or you're going out to a black tie, you'd have a gown on that would sit in your cupboard, and you'd wear it maybe once or twice in your lifetime. And now people, that's not what they want. They want things that will work and, can go to several different things. And I've always been a strong believer in that. Even 40 years ago, I was always looking for that, so that, you didn't feel there was a waste, that you don't have to have a lot of things in your closet. You just have to have things that you love, and then you just change them over. Like, you just, every couple of years, you just refresh it and get rid of things and get a few new things. You don't have to have a lot, just nice things that you feel, like you say, you feel good in it. When you look in the mirror, that should be your first reaction, right? I look good. I feel good in this.
Yeah.
And then you've got confidence to finish your day.
Yeah. And, it is kind of an important piece of education for us to understand we don't have to have a lot. We just have to love what we have and keep it simple and know who you are in clothing. I mean, it's a whole experience to learn about yourself when it comes to how to dress your body. Might sound frivolous to some people, but I think it really does help with our self-esteem. It helps us to feel good about ourselves.
Well, there's a lot of people that have things in their closet. They have, they buy it impulsively. Maybe a friend thought they look good in it, or they were encouraged by something they saw in a magazine, and it sits there in their closet, and it's never that go-to item. You look at it and say, no, not today. And then you go to the piece that you really feel good in. And then I think that's been one of the areas we've tried to help with our videos and our things, because we've always been able to sort of study the body shape, or we talk at body parts, right? Because it could be, I have a sloped shoulder, or I have a pear shape or an apple shape, and how to dress that the most flattering way for yours shape. So that's always important when you're looking at clothes and trying them on. And the other thing is knowing your style personality. And that's been a game changer for a lot of customers, is that, I understand like why I always go to some kind of look. And we have a quiz on our website where you find out what your personality is, your style personality. And then it also gives you an idea of how you typically shop, and maybe some of the potholes that you run into, and that maybe you should try to veer away from. Like, you could be a classic, or you're a casual, or sexy alluring, or all these different personalities. And that also, I think, helps you navigate when you walk into a store and you're overwhelmed by what Instagram is telling you to wear, or magazines or friends, and you zero in. Well, you know your body shape. This is what I'm looking for. Definitely, of course, you have to know your budget and that, but knowing your style, and knowing this is what I really gravitate to, then you go to those items.
Yeah.
And then you wear them all, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it makes your life a lot simpler when it comes to getting dressed in the morning.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about the gifts and the lessons that you've learned in this third chapter, Marlene.
The gifts of the lessons.
The gifts and the lessons.
Okay. Well, I think the lesson has just been not to take yourself seriously, and not to be so worried about what everybody thinks about you. And that gives you confidence to just, look at, this is who I am. I don't have to have everybody like me or love me or whatever. If I am who I am, my own personality, my own self, then I'm comfortable with whatever decision that person makes. If I'm not for them, then I understand it. When you're younger, you try to be everybody's dream, right? Whether it was meeting a person in life you wanted to date, or friends, or work, or whatever, you tried to be what you thought they wanted you to be. And I think as you age, you start to realize, no, the comfort And the confidence level and the peacefulness comes from not trying to be what everybody else wants you to be, but being what you are. And I think maybe that's what's happened in the aging part.
Yeah, it's that radical acceptance
Yeah.
of yourself as you are. And that's really where our true inner power comes from. Earlier in life, we're getting power from the outside. We're looking for others and situations to fill us up. And finally, we realize it's all on us. It's all up to us. And so when we radically accept ourselves, there's no holding us back. There's just no stopping us, actually.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's a good one. And anything in business, any lessons that have come to you in business?
Well, I think to have a great group around you that want to innovate and are not afraid of failing at something, because, you've got to fail. You've got to try things. I'm a strong proponent of that. If you always stay in the safe lane, it's going to take you a long time to get there. But in order to make changes positive, or you need to take some chances. And in today's world, and especially in our business, I mean, it's like I buy the wrong thing. Well, it doesn't sell. Well, then I have to put it on sale. Well, I learned from that. What was wrong with that item? So it's important to know that. And I think that's one of the most important lessons is that I try to work with, and is just try to be with people who are not afraid, and to have a safe space. Because when you want to try something and you don't succeed and it fails, you have to be in a safe area that people don't pounce on you for doing the wrong thing. You have to say, that's okay. We learned something from that. As my daughter always says, it never happens to you, it happens for you. And
look at your daughter.
I know, my 27-year-old daughter, these words of wisdom. And that is so true. You've got to look at it that way, and not put anyone down because they've tried something and it didn't work out. There's benefits to that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, this is the whole thing. I mean, when we were growing up, they were called mistakes, and you felt badly when you made one, and you were shamed at school when you didn't get blah, 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 yada, yada. And so it became our paradigm that making a mistake was a big problem, and we should feel very badly about it. But actually, it's a courageous attempt at something.
Yes.
And when you attempt something and it doesn't work out, it's okay. You just try something else.
And if you need,
when you can lighten up.
Yeah. And if you need to apologize because maybe you said the wrong thing to somebody, you write out, I'm really sorry, that was not my intent.
Yeah.
It came out the wrong way, or whatever it was, or I'm really sorry, or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just accepting these things and not trying to hide them. And it's such a huge weight off your shoulders when you can do that.
Totally, just to be yourself, which it sounds to me like you are fully being, and I just love that for you and for all of us, of course, too. So Marlene, let's wrap it up. I thank you for joining today for this discussion about the third chapter, and you are certainly a woman living fully, and I really appreciate you and look forward to many more opportunities to have fun together.
Well, let me say one thing about you, Kathie, is that you have inspired us. We've known each other for many years.
Yeah.
And you've inspired our team with when your wisdom comes in, with your thoughts, with your guidance. It is really, I hear it often in the halls here. I remember what Kathie would say with this, or this is what I think about. Kathie, your voice comes out to them, and this is very true. So you live the life too, and we're benefiting from your wisdom and your happiness as it comes across, and we can feel it and we benefit from it. So thank you.
Well, it's a joy and it's a pleasure, and it's great to have fun with people who like to have fun.
Yeah.
So let's just keep the drive alive.
And you're going to be modeling on Fashion Friday this week.
Yeah, coming in on Fashion Friday with my bestie, Michelle Valberg.
Yes.
We're going to have a great time. Looking forward to it. I'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Yeah. Time's flying. It's way too fast.
Let's slow it down. Okay, Marlene, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.